Hey you guys, so I've added some new things on my Mercier. You all know I did a closet declutter a while ago, so I started off with clothes, and then I added some makeup, of course, because you know me for makeup. Then I had some fragrances. I think I have some body care for sure. I'm not sure about the skincare. I meant to add some. I don't remember if I got a chance to add it yet or not prior to this video, so you can go ahead and check it out. I've laid out everything for you to see. People ask me from time to time about Mercier, which is why I started just making this cute little intro for anyone who's interested. So you can go check it out at the end of the video if you're interested. If not, that's okay, but that's why I started doing this. But for now, let's just check out today's video. I hope you enjoy it. What's up, everyone? It is your girl, Gelbeauty-QM here, aka Grace, and it's time for another Why You Don't Need video. So in today's Why You Don't Need video, I have another 3 looks, 3 palettes to do because everybody wants to keep playing with me. And I am in no mood. So a man who decided to come out with this collection called Day and Night in his brand. The only thing is I feel like it just looks like miniature versions of bigger palettes they already have. And I'm like, I don't really feel like it's necessarily necessary. So that's why I wanted to show this to you. And then Glamlite came out with the, what was it, the Willy Wonka palette. And I was just like, so you just copy and pasted the Norvina palette and put it in a chocolate bar? Like, I don't, why? No, stop, don't. Like, I feel like Willy Wonka, like, no, stop, don't. Like, we didn't need it. I didn't need it at all. You don't need it at all. If you have either one of those palettes, you don't need it. If you like videos like this, if you like new makeup releases, they go up every Friday. If you like a good complexion video, I make quite a few complexion videos. I have one more I need to edit and get up. If you like a good fragrance video, I've done a few new ones. They should be popping up over my face right now. If you like a good eyeshadow video that isn't a dupe, that's just review, I've done a few of those as well. Like the Huda Beauty Icy palette and the Ulta collection that recently came out for the house. So if you're a fashion lover like myself, I do fashion shorts twice a week, and I've done 2 or 3 fashion videos. So I did one on Johansson, I've done one on Forever 21, and I recently finally got my TJ Maxx one up because I started off just showing you all stuff I got from TJ Maxx, and someone asked me to show what I wore, and then I think a year before that somebody asked me about like the way I dress. So that's how I ended up giving you all fashion shorts twice a week now, and a couple of fashion pieces of content here and there. So if you like stuff like that, hit the subscribe button down below. Now on to this video. So the first palette, the night one, obviously I feel like it's just a miniature version of the Ethereal Eclipse palette. That's what she looks like on the inside, and as you can see, it has some little similar tones to it. I mean, I feel like if you cover up this row, it's giving like similar vibes of what's going on in that little 9 pan or whatever. I'm not sure, but in my mind it does, so that's why I feel like this would work. Then he has the Nude Prism for the day palette, because of course I feel like if I remember correctly, the colors in here are lighter, like these lighter shades up here. I feel like we could use and make a look with that palette. So I have to pull those up to see what it looks like because I don't have the mock-up in front of me right now. Obviously it's gonna go up for you. I don't see it and my phone is over there, so I can't even get an idea. So I'll have a feel for it for a minute. Did I bring the, well, here is the Norvina palette. We're gonna compare this to the Glamlite and Willy Wonka palette. So as you can see, they're both giving very similar vibes. I ended up just bringing the smaller one because I figured like maybe other people didn't want as big or as much purple, just because I'm a purple palette connoisseur doesn't mean everyone else is. So I figured I'd show them to you side by side like this. So as you can see, they're looking very similar. I feel like there's more chocolate browns than that one, but that's because there's more browns in that palette, which is why I was originally gonna bring the bigger one, but I just settled on this one because it was compact and easy and it was close by. I didn't have to dig through a whole bunch of drawers to find it. So you're not here to judge. Anyway, so this is the one we're gonna put alongside this one. So I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, then we'll start with the order I showed them in. So obviously we're gonna start with the Nude Prism because that's the one that's for the day palette. Then I will show this one second, even though I showed it last in this video, just because I want to break up the neutrals. I don't want 2 neutrals back to back and then bam pow of color. So I figured we put the pow bam pow of color in between, and then we can go and do the last neutral last. So it's gonna be Nude Prism, Norvina, and then we'll do Eternal Eclipse last, and then that'll be the wrap for this one. I got some more coming, honey, just because all these brands keep bringing out the stuff and I need them to stop playing with me. Like, you know, you already came up with this, or somebody else already came out with this. Why do you keep playing with me? Like, why is everybody trying to flip it out wallets and play with me? I'm in no mood. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so here is the I look for the Nude Prism palette. So this is supposed to be for the day palette that he just came out with, the 9 pan. So I'm gonna show you what I use and then we get into it. So I use these shades right here. So I had to pull one of the lighter shades to put on because it matched what was in the palette. Then I pulled this darker brown. This pink looked closer to the pink that was in there, and then I just used 2 neutrally shimmer shades because all of them look the same to me because I don't really do neutral looks, so I don't know. So I'm starting with the shade I'm Shy. That's the light ashy one that I swatched on my hand. I don't usually use shades like this. If you're new to my channel, then this isn't my cup of tea type shade. I'm not the person who likes to use these as brow bone shades or just put this type of shade all over the lid. This just isn't my type of shade. Like, it's way too light and it's not my vibe. Neutrals aren't really my vibe, but I figured I would show you all that, you know, if you have the 2 bigger palettes from Manny already, which this Prism one I feel like you can find on Mercari easily. I actually sold mine on Mercari because there was a blush palette that came with this, so I just sold the whole set because I was like, I don't use either one of these. I prefer the original blush palette he came out with. The blush palette I'm currently wearing though, it's the one from Adept Cosmetics, the one they came out with the Unity palette. Random side note. And that was the Sigma E35 brush, and now we're gonna use the Sigma E45 brush to put on the shade Apricot. That's like the shade that's in my crease, the kind of like peachy-ish shade that came in the palette. But yeah, I do have a code with Sigma. You can use code Gelbeauty. They took off the 87, but if you use Gelbeauty, you can get a discount on your purchase from Sigma. I use a lot of their brushes. Normally I use them. I use Refer and I use BK Beauty. The only Morphe brushes I use are the ones from Makeup by Ariel. Those are the only ones I really liked that I felt like did a decent job. Their newest collection though is pretty nice. The ones with the black handle brushes, those are pretty nice. So I'm not gonna front, those are nice, but because I had got an offer, but I didn't want to like take the offer until I had like filmed it. So since I'm filming it now, you in the future know that I don't have this available anymore. If you weren't interested in purchasing, mine is gone. I'm sure you can find some more on Mercari, but my personal one is gone. Next, we have the shade Moody. That's just the dark brown I'm putting on the Outer V. I feel like I honestly could use this palette for like both looks, but I'm like, since I have the darker one and the packaging matches the one of the night palette, I figured I'd just use the Eclipse one that way. I need to double check though, because I feel like the Eclipse one is more cool tone, this is more warm tone. Okay y'all, so now it's time for the glitter glue. Now I'm going to take the shade Star Crossed. It's just a bronzy type shade. I figure any bronzy type shade in neutral palette will do, but I wanted to use one that I feel like that's close to the ones in the picture of his day palette, since this is the lighter of the 2. Okay y'all, so now let's put the inner corner shade in. It's the shade Sam. And this is pretty part. I finished looking for the first eye look. I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, then we'll come back and we'll get into the Norvina palette for the what was it, the Willy Wonka and Glamlite palette, and then we'll end with the last palette that's supposed to be a Manny set. I don't want to do 2 neutral looks back to back, so we'll do one, then break it up, and then we'll do the Ethereal Eclipse for the night palette and call it a day. So I'll be right back. Okay girl? Okay y'all, so here's the look that comes for the Norvina palette to replace the Glamlite palette. So these are the shades I picked out of the palette to use. I just picked a nice neutral shade, the neutral brown for the Outer V. Of course I had to use this shade because this is like the star of the show in the palette for me. I use this rose gold shade, and then I use the shade Wild Child to put all over the lid. So this is what we're working with for the second look. I know it's still somewhat pretty neutral, but you know, it wasn't as neutral as the other one. So I'm gonna take Eccentric and start off with our transition shade, since that's the shade I used. It was the yellow brownish shade in here that looked really similar to a shade in the palette. I just zoomed in on the palette to see what looked similar to it and what didn't. So I was like, okay, this works. As you can see, it's getting what it needs to give. So now I think I'm actually just gonna take the Outer V shade and go ahead with that one. I normally would do the crease shade next, but I feel like doing the Outer V, so that's what we're gonna do. I'll take the shade Passion. Again, it's like a weird burgundy-ish type brown shade, but I feel like again it looks really similar to a shade in the in the Glamlite X Willy Wonka palette, so I was like, let's just go ahead and use it. And the formula still works fine, which is crazy then, because y'all know Norvina came out with this palette a few years ago. It's another reason I was thinking about using her actual like Norvina collection palette, because they have more shades to choose from. Plus, it was newer, but something just told me go ahead and use this one. So I followed it, and that's what we're using now. Okay, y'all. So now we're gonna go into. Now let's go into the shade Soul. This is like my favorite shade in this entire palette besides Wild Child. These are the two that caught my eye. As you can see, the majority of it is neutral, which I wasn't necessarily crazy about, but I was here for this purple shade. And I feel like it's working better than I remember it working originally. Like, I feel like originally it looked a little ashy and crazy, but maybe it's because I'm putting it with more of the neutral tones. That's why I feel like it's working out better than it normally does, but I'm here for it. She's real cute. You know, she's real cute. Okay, y'all, so now let's go in with our beloved glitter glue and put this shimmer all over the lid. Now we're gonna take the shade Wild Child, which is like the pinkish purple vibe that's all over the lid, which I thought would be a fun accent, and just put the more bronzier shade in the corner. I was originally gonna put the bronze shade on the lid, but I just thought with the purple in the crease like this would make it pop. Now let's finish her off with the shade Rose Gold down here in the corner. I don't remember if it's the same shade of Rose Gold that Jackie Aina put in her palette, because I know she had one that was Rose Gold, but I don't think it was called Rose Gold. Do not quote me. I could not tell you, but yeah. This is the finished eye look with the Norvina palette to compare to the Glamlite Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory palette. So the last one we are going to go into is the Ethereal Eclipse to go into the night palette from Manny MUA's new launch with Lunar Beauty. So I'll be right back. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay, y'all. So now we ending with the, what is this? The Lunar Beauty Night Eye, or the Ethereal Eclipse palette. So here are the shades I chose from the palette. I didn't have many choose from. I thought I was gonna get to use the black, but it's like a navy blue black, and it has like sparkles in it, so I just stuck to this shade right here, this one right here. This is our lid shade, and then this is our inner corner shade, because I feel like a lot of the shades just look really similar in this palette to that palette, so I'm like, I just don't see the purpose. So anyway, let's get into this first shade, which is Sandstorm. So yeah, I feel like Christmas is creeping up. I have not pulled anything to do my year-end videos as far as like my best of like foundations, concealers, and all that stuff. So I'm just like, child, I gotta go home and just pull out a whole bunch of stuff today. I need to start filming the rest of my eyeshadow palette collection, because I'm gonna have about 4 or 5 videos on that, because y'all remember I have a makeup collection here, and then I turn around and I have a makeup collection at home. So I have like, I know at least 3 more eyeshadow videos at home to show off my collection, and then I have what do you call it, 2 here that I have to show. So I'm kind of just like, ugh. And all of them are like an hour a piece, because y'all know I talk a lot, so gotta keep that in mind too. So I'm like, this is about to be a real long one. For whoever was waiting on this, I hope you enjoy it, because honey, she's about to be a long one. It's about to be a long, like, month and a half, because my plan is I'm gonna take the shade Earthbender now. That's the one we put on the outer V, but I also put it in the crease, because again, they don't give you too many neutrally shades in that smaller palette, even though there are more to choose from in this palette. So I just stuck to what I felt like would be simple, so I put this in the crease anyway. So I got a lot of those, and y'all know I'm a big talker, kind of like I'm doing now. So I'm like, it's gonna be really long, and every Sunday I'm gonna try to have one go up, and then I'm gonna have to try to have a couple like shorts each day. I'm thinking about maybe doing like a bonus one on like Christmas, because I don't think Christmas is on Sunday from what I remember. I haven't checked my calendar, but I'm like, I'm trying to do a bonus one for Christmas perhaps. I'm trying to find like a fun like event to go to downtown for like Christmas. I don't know. Y'all know I went to, I think, a couple last year. So I'm thinking about going to one this year. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know that I necessarily want to do that, but you know, I might. We'll have to wait and see. We'll take the same shade Earthbender and put it on the outer V. So I know it's weird. My grandma's neighbors started like talking to me which I thought was weird because like they usually see me all the time and don't ever say anything. So I'm like, why did you randomly just decide you need to talk to me today? I don't understand. It's like I've literally been coming here for like years and years and years. You'll see me, go get in your car and don't say shit. So I was so confused why they just randomly started talking. I don't know if it's because I like always talk to special needs man and like the people outside with the special needs man. And so they thought that I was like friendly or whatever. Because a fun fact, like it's not I'm not friendly, it's just more of like, you know how you just kind of try to steady yourself and like move on. So it's not like I'm mean or anything, it's just more like I guess like a bit of term kind of standoffish. I don't just be like, hey, what's going on? And you know, like talk to people. Like that was my grandma's whole thing. Like honey, she'll make friends with anybody, okay? It did not matter. Like I remember she was at Disney World and these two ladies didn't want to let my grandma sit down on the bench with them, but she was like, y'all gonna have to scoot over because I'm sitting down. So she went and sat down, like her being a talkative person she was, and put this glitter glue on. I'm gonna take the silver shade now. Platinum shade, and her being the friendly person she was, like by the end of like the people's like families being done riding rides, or like us being done riding whatever ride we was, she made friends with the women and told about their grandkids and all that, and they smiling and waving like, bye Naomi, because that's my grandma's name. So I'm just like, y'all, now y'all didn't even want the woman to sit down, now she leaving, you acting like you sad to see her go. I was just like, y'all hot mess. But you know, my grandma had that effect on people. Like, she's just really friendly and really nice. So I'm just like we didn't really inherit that. I kind of inherited more like my mom. It's like, we're not mean. It's just like, we like, if you approach us, we'll talk. But it's like, we're not going to like approach you and start talking to you. I'm trying to get better at and like trying to be more like my grandma when it comes to like approaching and like talking, as opposed to just always kind of standing back. Because it's like one of them closed mouths don't get fed type thing. Plus, it's like, you know, you don't always want to be the standoff person. Even though I feel like as an adult, it's harder for you to make friends than it was like when you were a kid. Because like people already have like their established friend groups, and they usually don't want to add like new people in perhaps. So maybe it's just the people I run into. Because it's like I'll be nice and like talk to people, and then they'll like try to rush off as soon as they see someone they didn't know. Like, you know, like you was harassing them or you did something to them. By being a nice person, that's another reason I don't really like to kind of be bothering to do it. Because I've noticed that a lot with a lot of people. Like I went to the Christmas event last year, I talked to a couple of people, and like as soon as their friends came, their friends was like, ugh, like why are you talking to her? Like don't talk to her, like, you know, like giving the vibes of like, we don't want no new friends, like go away. And it's like the other person that I was talking to, she was a really nice girl, you know, we had a little bit of conversation. I was asking her about like other events and stuff that she had been to for Christmas. So I was trying to like, you know, come up with some more ideas, because one of my friends, my birthday bestie, his name is Joey, we were literally born on the same day. He was telling me about this one event, so I ended up having bought tickets to that one instead. But I was asking this girl, I'm like, do you know of any like other ones perhaps? Because I'm like, my friend told me about this one, and she's like, oh yeah, I've been to that one, whatever. She was real cool, we were real nice, we were vibing just fine. As soon as her friend got there, she's like, okay, bye, and then like just walked off, and I'm just like, okay. But the girl was nice and gave me like her Instagram, so I was like, oh, okay, let's take the shade Desert Sky now. Oh, sorry, y'all. I had to think all the way you couldn't see it. Oopsies, my bad. So this is pretty much what we'll be working with for the last eye. I feel like it's giving a nice, you know, like subtle moment or whatever. So this is what we're working with. Back you on up and we can talk about my thoughts. So comment down below and tell me which eye you like the best. Cause I don't know. I'm not really into neutral, so y'all know the first two. Sorry, the first one and the last one aren't really my cup of tea. This is a fine eye. This is like a quick go-to eye. Like I have to go somewhere. I don't have time to be really extra like I normally am. So I have to kind of like tone it down, if you will, type vibes. But you know, it's cute. It's just not my go-to look, for lack of a better term. So I'm like, I don't have an issue with it. I don't think it's bad. It's just these type of looks aren't like, you know, my aesthetic or something that I really enjoy. So that's why I'm kind of just like, My favorite one, y'all already know, was the Norvina look, just because I got to use like purple eyeshadow and it was like a subtle pop of color in it. As long as I get a neutral with a subtle pop of color in it, or I get like a bright shimmery shadow like this, I'm okay. I'm not as excited as I would be with colorful stuff, because y'all know color is just my thing. But you know, to each his own. So comment down below and tell me which one of these you prefer when it came to, and do you think that I did a good job of coming through with the hacks. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you like content like this, because I have, I think, one more of these videos coming. You all already saw the first one that I talked about early on in the video when it came to eyeshadow, but I'll have it pop over my face again. But I hope you enjoyed this. Why you don't need. Remember you all the diamonds. Again, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye. Fun doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram. To check out the latest fragrance, fashion, and palette comparisons, make sure you head on over to subscribe to my Instagram. Can't wait to see you over there.